Welcome to my community where I encourage others about Jesus. All right, so I'm going to tell a little story right now. So imagine that you are living in a country where there are two races. You have the purple race and you have the green race. And you are part of the purple race. You have a husband, you have at least a son and a daughter already. And the green race has come into power, but the green race forgot its roots and doesn't understand the significance of God. And so this green race is really trying to control everything. They do not want to lose their power. And so they're hanging on to any shred of authority, of any shred of power that they can get. So you become a slave to the president's daughter, who is of green race. So you're part of the purple race, and you become a servant to the president's daughter in the green race. Okay, so you get pregnant and you're expecting a child, and the green race is now realizing that there are so many people in the purple race that they have the numbers to unite and to overthrow them. And that is the last thing that the president of the green race wants to happen, because if that happened, he would lose all of his power. He had a fear. He had a fear that he would be overtaken and possibly, that anything could happen. He could become a slave if the purple people race. He had no idea what the future could be, so he wanted to hang on to it. He did not want to let it go. So you are expecting this child, and the president of the green race decides he's going to make a decree. He's going to make a law where any boy that is born in the purple race must be killed. The midwife that delivers the child must kill it if it's a boy. Well, you don't know what you're having, okay? So it could go 50-50. You may have a girl, you may have a boy, but the president wants to get rid of the boys for multiple reasons. Number one, it would thin out the population. If there's not as many children, there's not going to be as many people able to grow up and to become part of that culture. Number two, it prevents you from having an army if you get rid of all of the boys. So there's no way that there could be an uprising. There could be no overthrowing if they kill all of the boys. And it's really population control as well. You're not going to have as many children if you don't have as many boys and girls. And so it seemed like a great idea to the president in the green race, because that way it was a control tactic. It was a control tactic not to get his power taken away from him. Okay, so you have this baby, and it's a boy. But when you have this child, you as a mother have this women's intuition. And you're sitting here thinking, you're like, there's something special about this child. I have faith that there is some bigger reason that this child is born. You just know. You can't put your finger on it. You can't describe it. But your women's intuition lets you know that this child is special. So you decide that you can't kill your child, nor can you let someone else kill your child. And so you decide you're going to raise it. And so you keep your baby boy and you nurse him and you take care of him. But he's gotten to 3 months old and he's getting harder to hide. You have more and more people coming in, making sure that all of these babies are killed, and the circumstances are not looking good. And I feel as though this is probably where people that the mindset of adoption get to. You cannot take care of your child, but you want the best and highest good for it. So you decide to give it to someone that can take care of it. Well, in this moment, you can't just openly declare that you have a child that needs to be taken care of in the purple race, because it's outlawed. The child's not even supposed to be here. He is supposed to be dead. So it automatically lets them know that you broke the law. So what do? You are at this apex. You are at this moment where you can't take care of your child. You can't let anybody else know he's even here, but you want your child taken care of. You have faith that this child is important, that he has a great purpose. So the only thing you can do in these moments where there is no other answer, the odds are stacked against you, is to have faith. to have faith in God. So you have faith that this child is going to survive. You don't know how, you have no answers, but you know that this child is going to be taken care of and will rise to great power. So the only logical thing, you pray and you're just like, what do I do? And you decide the best thing for you to do is to get a basket, put some pitch and tar in it, waterproof the basket so no water can seep in on your child, place your son in a basket, and I can imagine you go down to this river, and it's the Nile River, and you've got predators, you've got snakes, you have fish, you have ripples in the water, you have birds, you have running water that's flowing, and you have your son in this water, and you've taken care of him to the best of abilities that you could do. You made sure his basket's waterproof. You made sure he was in a basket and dry. You made sure the basket had a top so no predator could get to him. You made sure that you nursed him and got him to this point. But you have to surrender. You're at this pivotal point in life where you just have to surrender and trust in God that He's going to take care of everything. And so you say a prayer and you let your child go into the rivers, into the water, the unknown water, and to go with the flow, to just trust and to surrender. Now, as a mother, you stay back. You decide you're not going to go see, you've released it, you've surrendered, and that's all you can do. But as we know, curious little children, your daughter decides that she's going to go follow her baby brother. She's just saw her mother, release him into the flow state and to allow, and she's going to go figure out what the fate of her brother is. So she keeps up with the basket, and she's watching, and the baby, your son's basket gets stuck in these reeds. And it just so happens, now this is how divine timing works, this is why it's important. Just so happens the president of the green race, his daughter decides she's going to go bathe in this river. And so she is out there and she notices a basket in the reeds. And she's like, well, that's odd. That's not been there before. Like, I wonder what that is. Like, let's go discover it. So she actually calls one of her servants and asks them to go retrieve it for her. And they do. And when she opens it, she discovers your son in there. And so the cries of your son, she didn't have the heart. Even though it was obvious this is a purple race baby, it is obvious. She could not bear to kill him. She couldn't do it. And so she decides that she's going to adopt him. She's going to be the adoptive mother that's going to take care of him. She has all of the resources. She has the love. She has the desire. She has the means. So she's going to adopt him. But at that moment, she couldn't feed him. She had not had a child, and there's no formula. So they go and fetch a servant, which, remember, you work for the president's daughter, and you just had a child. So they call you to come nurse the baby, because you can do that. You can provide the milk that is going to nourish the child. And so the Pharaoh's daughter asks you, I just found this child, and he needs nursing. I'm going to pay you your wages. I'm going to give you everything that you're making here. Can you just please go take the child and raise him, nurse him, and when he becomes of age, you can return him to me? Which, of course, you agree. Like, this has worked out even better than you ever expected, because you still get to raise your child to a certain point, and then you get to, hand it off to a mother that has the capabilities of taking care of him. And so it all works out, but it was all a part of having to surrender. And that's exactly what happened. You nurse the child and then return it to the president. And this is the story of Moses. This is exactly what Moses had to do. And Moses, to me, represents a lot of surrender. He had to surrender at birth as a baby. I mean, imagine being the baby in this basket. You don't know what's going to happen. You can't feed yourself. You can't swim if something happens to you and this basket gets turned over. You can't fight off any type of predator. You don't know, snakes or anything could get into the basket, and there's nothing you can do. You're just completely at the surrender of God, as same as her mom. Now, The reason that I even share this story of Moses with you is because I feel as though we are in a great state of surrender. So many of us, and me included, I'm going to tell you, I had a business. I owned a business, a successful business that was making money, but I felt called to trust and have faith in God that that was not for my greater purpose. The line of work that I was in was not the best. I have gifts that I can share with others that I'm more suited to be in. And the job that I was in, the business that I was in, yes, it was making money. Yes, it was profitable. But no, it wasn't bringing people to the light. It wasn't encouraging others to come to Jesus, which is what my passion was. And so I decided to sell my business and to start encouraging others in Jesus. And it doesn't make sense. It seems like the odds are stacked against me. I think about that all the time, but I cannot explain it. I truly cannot explain it. I have complete faith and trust that God has got everything for my life planned out and that I will be taken care of. But it sounds crazy because I'm in the desert moment right now. It's where I'm not on the other side of success and abundance or being able to bring people to the light. I'm just starting out. And so it seems crazy to leave a business that was successful in order to come to something that is not even making money in this world of ours these days. It seems silly to do that, but I cannot explain it. I truly have this trust and faith in God that everything is already taken care of because I'm listening. I'm listening and I'm surrendering to God. I am got complete surrender that He is in control of my life and that He will take care of me. It's kind of like the Pharaoh in the story of Moses. He wanted to hang on to control for as long as he could. He tried to make all these laws. He tried to do all these things that would suppress people, enslave people, and keep the control. But what do we know at the end of the day? There is no control. God is in control of everything. So I feel as though there's other people in this world as well that are at this pivotal moment where they're being called to trust in God, to have faith in God, whether it's to switch a career like I did randomly that doesn't make sense in the moment. Like your odds are stacked against you. When I get on YouTube, there's multiple videos on people encouraging others to Jesus. There's tons of preachers, tons of churches, and it just seems like I'm lost in all of the water, kind of like Moses was for a moment. He was just in the water and he just had to trust. It may not be a career. It could be a move with the family. It could be a location change. It could be a personal beliefs that are changing within you. It could be the way you handle your friends, your environment, your atmosphere. It could be maybe there's an addiction going on and you're being called to really turn your life around and change away from it. And you're putting all your trust and faith that something's going to work out for you. And that, if you do change that career, you're going to be all right. You're going to be taken care of. If you do stop that drug, you're going to be all right. You're going to be taken care of. If you do move to that new place you want to move to, you're going to be all right and taken care of. It is something that is absolutely unexplainable. I do not know how to put it in words other than it is a feeling that you are truly blessed and taken care of because you have mighty faith in the Lord. Just like Moses' mom. All those odds that were stacked up against her and her child to even survive and to go on, they put their faith in the Lord and everything worked out way better than they ever expected. So if you resonated with this video and you already have Jesus in your heart, consider subscribing. I'm trying to build a like-minded community where people come together in Jesus. People that barely know Him, people that know Him well. It's all about encouraging others and realizing that we are the same. We all have our own issues. We all have our own sins that we have to fight. We all have our things that we deal with. But we're getting called to this state of surrender where we're just going to trust and rely in God and realize He will take care of us. So if you resonate with this, don't hesitate to like, subscribe, or share the video so other people can hear the message as well. And as always, I thank you for listening and I look forward to talking to you guys in the next video. Mwah!